What's going on, everyone? And welcome to my review of the Flash 774, which is going to be my last Flash for a long time, I'm assuming. It's depending on how long this run goes. But I'm dropping it. I just dropped Justice League, I dropped Wonder Woman, and now Flash is next. I don't foresee another DC title leaving, but if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Batman. Uh, DC is just not doing good right now. I thought their Infinite Frontier story was great. Very what was I? Look, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's just interesting, I guess you could say. I had no idea what was going on, but I was very interested, and everything kind of seems to be leaning towards that. But these titles are not. Flash is dealing with Wally West, and I really thought that I would like that a lot. It's just only dealing with Wally West and his turn to the mantle of the Flash. Wonder Woman has been dealing with her returning to Earth, which it's been its own story. It hasn't been horrible, but it just hasn't been great. So I think I'm finally just gonna drop that, or I did. And the Justice League, Brian Michael Bendis is just not a great writer anymore. At least not with Justice League. I mean, whatever he does in the future, maybe, but with this Justice League run, he's not doing a good job. So really quick rundown of Flash 774, just to let you know why. It's a 2 out of 5. Um, some guy is creeping around this girl while she's sleeping, and there's a helmet on her, and we find out that he's stealing her nightmares, right? And his name is very original, Dr. Nightmare. Uh, and he has a vendetta against Terrific Tech. They fired him for his outlandish ideas, so he wants to get back at them. Meanwhile, Wally is getting ready for a daddy-daughter dance with Jay, or not Jay, Irey, and this is for his job. So they get ready. They go over. They see everybody knocked out because Dr. Nightmare has released some kind of gas that puts the whole city to sleep. And now he's gonna go break in to Terrific Tech and steal all his tech back. Great, whatever. Um, Wally and Irie are immune to it, which also tells me that Jay should have been immune to it as well, and all the other flashes. But whatever, I'm not even gonna go into that. Um, they are able to stop Dr. Nightmare because, of course, they cross paths. He's breaking into the same place that they were going to have the daddy daughter dance. And instead of keeping his daughter safe and away from danger, he allows her to make the rules and make the decisions for her to help him stop this guy. And they stop him. End of story. That's it. I really just, I do not like the story at all. I think it started off very strong. Daddy daughter dance, seeing Wally West's fatherly side. I love that. I absolutely could not wait to get into it. And then we got the rest of it, and it was just trash. So 2 out of 5. If you really want to dive deeper into it, I am going to go page by page in detail of what the story is about and why I truly gave it that 2 out of 5. But if you're here just for that quick review, again, comment here, subscribe, share this with your friends. But yeah, no, make sure to look at any other things right here on Instagram that I post. Um, yeah, if you're still here, that means you actually do care why Flash 774 sucks. So let me paint you a little picture. It starts off again with this guy just like looming over this girl who's sleeping. She's got a helmet on. It's a fancy contraption, and he starts going into a monologue of how he's noticed the power of dreams and who knows what. So he conjures up a nightmare elephant that apparently she dreamt up, and he uses it to ride into Central City. Um, Immediately, I noticed that there was a new artist. So one of my main things that I have not been liking about the Flash run is that the artist is not great. Not my cup of tea. Honestly, it's not horrible, but it's just not my preference. Um, that's the end of the scene. He rides off on top of the elephant and goes off. Not a horrible beginning. It's a new villain, Dr. Nightmare. You can kind of see that his name was going to be Dr. Nightmare. It's a little cliche, but I could deal with it. It's still the beginning. I'm still fine. I'm still open minded. Then we get Wally. getting ready for a dance, and he's talking about being nervous for a daddy daughter dance. That's sweet. That's great. That's exactly what I want to see from Wally. His father moments that he has with his children, him as a husband, how Linda and him act around each other. Um, Definitely want to see that side. And I was excited as soon as we saw what it was. I was excited. Oh, great! There's gonna be sweet moments, sweet um, interactions between Irey and Wally. And immediately we see Irey come down. She's like, "Hey, I'm ready, Dad." And she's got her little dress on. I can't stand it. They take a picture. This is great so far. 4 out of 5 for me. Like, this is an amazing book so far. This is exactly what I want to see, and that's where it basically goes downhill from. There's nothing better about this. Doctor Nightmare is shown throwing, or not throwing, but setting up a bomb, a gas bomb, putting the central city to sleep. And Wally and Irey are driving to his job, Terrific Tech, where it just so happens to be where Dr. Nightmare was fired from. And he goes into a huge monologue of why he is stealing the tech from that company and why he's there and like how they wronged him. It's just very cookie cutter. He's a very not interesting villain. He's just, it was made out of a manufacturer. Like, it was too predictable of what he was doing, right? And then this fog of gas is going all around Wally. It's purple, and Wally and Irey are both like, "Oh, what is all this fog? What is blah blah?" And they aren't one bit worried until they get to Terrific Tech, where they see everyone's knocked out. They get there to have a party and everything, but everyone's asleep. They make sure everyone's still alive, and they start to leave. Right? But Irey notices that their powers aren't working. Like, she can feel her powers. She knows that she can access them, but she can't actually go use speed, which it's kind of weird. I never really thought about it, but if a Flash is too tired, they can't go at super speed. That they must be like really exhausted, and not to the point where if I'm knocked out by a gas that puts me to sleep, a regular human, it doesn't put them to sleep, but it shouldn't put them at such a state where they can't even speed away or do anything with their powers. It's kind of lazy writing in my book. It's just like, oh, this is something that took away their power, so now they don't have it. How will they survive? It's lazy, but that's not even the worst part. Yeah, I could live with that, but that wasn't even the worst part. Um, we start. They start leaving. They want to go call the Justice League or whatever. Um, no, I'm sorry. They don't want to call it Justice League. They At this point, there's still nothing like really wrong. So they are going to go into the car and find out what's wrong. Um, and then they see Dr. Nightmare break into the company. And here's where Wally says, Irey, you need to get back to the car so you can be safe. Let me take care of this. And she says no, which is fine. She wants to be a hero. She wants to step up. That's great. That's amazing. But he's her father, and so he needs to like set that line. And this is a villain, obviously breaking into the place. He doesn't know this villain's capabilities. He doesn't know how dangerous or not dangerous this villain is. But he is easily persuaded by Irey, with her just saying, like, you want me to be a hero when I grow up, right? So you wanted to teach us. This is learning experience, this whatever. And he's like, you're right. Come on, let's go. Let's go take on this unknown villain. And so that was strike one for me. Like, don't let your daughter decide what you do in these dangerous situations. You are the experienced veteran here. She doesn't know what she's going to go up against. You don't know what you're going to go up against. She shouldn't have been able to convince him so easily, but she does. Whatever. They go in. He does tell her to stay back, and when they get in there, she needs to listen to his directions, which immediately we knew that she wasn't going to listen to anything. So they go inside. They see Dr. Nightmare doing his thing. They see him conjuring up nightmares, breaking into a vault, and they see the contraption that he's putting on the helmet on all these people that are asleep. Before they can leave, Irey runs towards the helmets, and she goes and gets it. without telling Wally, with just reacting. She is a kid. All of this is not anything against Irey because she's a kid and she's acting well within her characteristics. But it's taken away from Wally. Like it's kind of making him look like a bad dad. He can't keep up with her, putting her in dangerous situations, and listening to her arguments that aren't really valid in my book. Maybe I'm wrong. If you think that I'm wrong there, let me know in the comments. But I just don't think that her argument of you want us to be a hero, then let us experience it. At this point, it's not a valid argument, right? But they managed to get away with the helmet and everything. And now Wally, again, great idea. Wally says, all right, we need to contact the Justice League and we need to have them take care of whatever's going on here. And Irey says, there's no time. What do you mean? What do you mean there's no time? There's plenty of time. There's all sorts of time. There's no reason to say that there's no time. They weren't being chased at the moment. They were hidden. There was plenty of time to call the Justice League, but she says there's no time, and he just takes it at face value and says, oh, you're right. Then what should we do? And she comes up with the plan. She comes up with everything, which is amazing for her. She is able to act under pressure, but again, not her role in this point of her time and of her experience with this lifestyle, right? She should not be coming up with the ideas. And even if she did, he should keep her away. Bottom line is that he should keep her away from this danger, and he's not. And in the end, it's her dream. She uses the contraption again. He allows her to put this helmet on herself, just on a hypothesis of how it works. It makes no sense. He doesn't know what this thing does. He doesn't have the knowledge behind it to fix something if it goes wrong. But yet, Irey says, I'm gonna put this on and I'm gonna make sweet dreams, and these dreams are gonna defeat the nightmares that this guy's conjuring. Okay, that sounds good. Let's do that, Irey. That it doesn't make sense to me. So again, this book wouldn't have been that bad if it hasn't been for like the streak of bad books that it has had. But yeah, no, like I said, she makes those sweet dreams. She has like a donut panda. She has a gummy dog, a Barbie and GI Joe kind of mix. There's a lion that she was talking about earlier. That was a cool callback. And those dreams defeat the nightmares, and they capture Dr. Nightmare. The police come in, and it's a happy ending. They run off to Paris because they never had their actual daddy daughter dance. So they run off to Paris and they have a dance there. It's nighttime. Sweet moment. Good little moment for them. But all in all, that's the issue. And so again, positives. Daddy daughter dance moments. Great. That's it. Negatives, villain is cookie cutter. Irey is telling Wally what to do, even though she has never been heroing before. Like, we don't know. I personally don't know her experience in it now that she's come back. Does she remember her past life or anything? I'm not sure. Even if she did or she does remember, still not the best situation for her to be calling the shots. The Irey's dream projections, that I didn't really like them. So that was a negative on my end. The art was good. I could say that positive wise. And I forgot to mention at the end of this issue, we finally see this that sword that's been flying through space. It's actually a glaive, and it finally arrives on Earth, and it's setting up the next story, which unfortunately I will not read. So whatever happens there, I'll find out, I guess, through social media, through you guys. Who knows? But that's it. That's Flash, and that's why I give that the 2 out of 5. I don't want to completely give it a 1 out of 5 because it's not a completely horrible story, and I did enjoy some aspects of it, but it has to be 2 out of 5. Like, other than that, it's not a great book. And on a line of not great books so far, I finally decided to cut it out. But yeah. Flash 774. That's it. Thank you for joining me. As always, make sure you subscribe if you haven't liked this video. If you liked it, if you did not like it, let me know why and see what I can change. But other than that, thanks for watching and thanks for listening. See you later.